When we talk about solar, what do you picture in mind? I know to some of us out there, we will picture maybe a solar panel, and to others, maybe a solar light. But it's only few that will picture an inverter. Therefore, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the various solar setup that we have that can power our offices, homes, business places, and so on. Stay with me to the end of this video to get to know the kind of solar setup you have, if you have one already, and for those that don't have, to know the kind of one you plan to get. A solar setup is made up of an inverter, which is the brain of the setup, a charge controller, a solar panel, and then the battery. Every other thing is to protect these things I've already mentioned from high voltage, overload, and thunder. For the type of setup we have out there, firstly, there is the hybrid inverter setup. Yeah. And secondly, there is the transformer based inverter setup. And then thirdly, there is the power tank setup. The hybrid inverter setup comprises of both the inverter and the charge controller all in one place. The solar panel is connected directly into the inverter. Therefore, it is controlling both the charging current from the sun and also the charging current from the grid. It's also controlling the output voltage and overload with so many other things. That is where it got its name, hybrid. It's normally very appealing to the eye. The designs out there is very appealing to the eye, very fine. Yeah. So you don't see so much things. Only what you see is your inverter and your battery. Then maybe the MCBs, breakers that are for protection from high voltage and the rest. There is the transformer based inverter setup. In this setup, you have your inverter on its own, yeah, and your charge controller on its own, yeah. That is, the inverter is controlling charging current from the grid, output voltage, yeah, and the input voltage coming from the battery. It has nothing to do with the PV from the sun. That is the charging current from the sun coming from the solar panels. That is the business of the charge controller because it is on its own. It is dealing with that. Yeah. So in an installation, you would normally see the inverter one side, the charge controller the other side, and then your battery. And lastly is the power tank setup. Now, in this setup, both your inverter, your charge controller, and your battery are all in one place. Everything is running in one place. Yeah. So all you need is to plug in your panel, your solar panel, in one place, and then plug in your output, maybe a socket, in one place, but different ports, and then your input, that is coming from grid, the current coming from grid. in one place. But all these things are all on different ports. Yeah. Now that I've broken this down, you that have a setup in your place, you can now know the kind of setup you have. And you that plans to get a setup for yourself, a solar setup for yourself. Now you know the kind of setups that are in the market. In my next video, I'll be talking about how to know the kind of setup that is best for your homes, your businesses, and so on. Therefore, don't forget to subscribe and also like this video if you have gotten some kind of value from it. See you in the next one.